Morning, everybody. Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you've seen this link, wherever you're joining me from, good morning. It is 7:52 a.m. EST, and I am barely fucking awake, as you can see. We're gonna do the obligatory breakfast preview. Oh yes, oh yes. I really don't think I'm ever gonna get sick of eggs and toast. Like, it's just the most basic thing in the world, but it's so so good. Let's go full stream here. Full screen, full stream. See, I'm exhausted still. Good morning, everybody. I hope your mornings have gone well if you're super early risers. I hope your yesterdays have gone well if you're just living life. I'll give an update on yesterday, since that's generally what I do at the beginning of my streams. Everything that happened yesterday that I said was going to happen happened. I woke up, did my breakfast stream, ate some food, fed the kids, got them around to do whatever they were going to do for the day, which was be bad again. Ended up getting to the gym around 11 a.m. Did about 15 minutes of warm-up cardio on a bike. Just it was 13 minutes of warm-up cardio on a bike. It's at about 2 miles, so I mean that's not bad for warm-up. I haven't been in the gym in I think close to a year. It's been a while. My buddy showed up, and yesterday was his shoulder day, so we decided to go through the shoulder workout. And like I told you guys yesterday, whenever I have gone to the gym on a consistent basis, it's been anywhere between 35 to 45 minutes. I'll get there, I'll do, a quick cardio, and then I'll just go to the lifting machines, because I'm at Planet Fitness. Their free weight option really isn't existent for the most part, but that's fine. It's an all-inclusive place. You guys know what Planet Fitness is. So we got there around 11, and he does 11:30 to 1:30. He does a 2-hour workout. Now he does a minute and a half rest generally between sets, and that works out brilliantly. It's something I'd never really done. I had rested between sets before, but never a specific timing. I kind of just went by whatever weight felt good, went by whatever rest time felt good. It just went by whatever felt good. But he's very specific and very calculated in his weight measurements. He's very specific and calculated with the time measurements and everything like that. So I worked out for the full 2 hours. And like I said, we did shoulders. And I don't even remember everything we've done, to be honest. We started with dumbbells. We did 3 or 4 motions with the dumbbells. Then we moved to the rack. We did overhead presses for the rack. We did shrugs. We did extension work. We did I think that was it. No, there's a couple other things we did too over the course of 2 hours. We did more dumbbell work, just basic stuff. When we actually went back to the dumbbell work after an hour, I really couldn't lift like 15-pound dumbbells like in an extension like this. I couldn't do it. Not with the reps that we were doing. Generally, what he does is 5 sets of 10 to 12 for most things. And I stayed with him with that, not at his weight. He's a great lifter, so and he's been lifting very consistently for a minute now, so I'm not going to be able to keep with him with the weight, and that was fine with me. I struggled a little bit at first, because I'm used to being able to throw around a lot of weight, especially for a decent amount of reps. But going back to the gym, it's not about that. It's about getting your muscles firing, getting everything, good again, so that you can start increasing your weight, so you can start progression. And I mean, this is my first time back to the gym, and like I said, about a year, so that's already progression. I don't even have to do anything. It's just do any type of weight for any type of sets and reps in its progression. So yeah, so it went really well, but after about an hour, I just couldn't lift like 15-pound dumbbells anymore. And he pulls me aside. He's just like, dude, I don't care what weight you do. You could do the 3.5-pound weights. Like, it doesn't matter. Just get that motion, get the breathing, get the stance right. My stance, and my breathing is something that I really, really need to work on. It's something I never really focused on before. But using those stances properly that he taught me just makes things not only easier to do, but I can feel more firing that needs to fire. So that was huge for me. And I ended up going back down to the 5-pound weights for a couple sets. And then I started doing his rest period, 1:30 in between each set. And then I pushed myself up to 10 pounds. And then for the last set, I was at 15 pounds again, and then I did it. But I almost had to stop after an hour because I thought my body was just like, Corey, you're done. No more. And I'm just like, this is so bad for me, if I need to stop, I need to stop. It's understandable. But he knew I didn't need to stop. He knew that all I needed to do was follow that rest period of 1:30 after every set. And then my muscles would calm down enough to be able to do another set. And it did. And after the dumbbells, we went and did shrugs. And that's what we finished off on. I think I only did like 135 pound shrugs. Really nothing. My buddy was up to 300 plus pound shrugs. I don't like comparing or anything because it's kind of pointless to me. He is in much better shape than me. Way better shape than me. And he is training for a strongman competition, which is actually something I'm quite interested in. It's always something I've really wanted to try, our, open call strongman competitions. Now, there's 2 issues with that. So we'll get into that in a minute. Let me finish, because I like to get off track a lot. Let me finish the gym story. So I did the full 2-hour workout with him. I was really proud of that. I was really proud of being able to just go to the gym, first and foremost, just get off my butt and go to the gym. It's across town. All these excuses that people give themselves. I don't have time. It's across town. I'm not really feeling particularly strong or good today. I almost didn't go. But then I'm just like, you know what? I have to go. I have to see how this is. This guy's been, a good friend to me for a while now, and he's offering to help. I had to go. I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did. So did the full 2-hour workout. Yesterday and last night after the workout, wasn't feeling too bad. I could feel, the soreness. Not pain, but soreness. But I'm gonna let you know this morning, motherfuckers, I'm sore. Not pain sore. Not pain sore still. But I can feel it. I still have full range of motion, which is something that in my previous workouts where I pushed myself too hard, didn't rest enough, blah, blah, blah. When I just did, the machines, I didn't really do the weights, quote unquote, but just, the generic exercise machines with high weight, medium reps. I would come home and, forget this range of motion, forget being able to do any of this. I couldn't. Body wouldn't let it. It was painful. Now it's different. How he taught me how to work out the shoulders. You would think that doing 2 hours worth of a workout versus the 35 minutes that I used to, it would be much worse for me the next day, and it's not. I am very much happy with the outcome of that workout. I think I'm going to start, he wants me to start 3 days a week. If I can keep feeling like this, like tomorrow, my lower back is very much an issue for me. I found out from him that it's very possibly my sciatic nerve that's causing me not to be able to stand for elongated period of times. And by elongated, I mean just an 8-hour work shift. I can't stand for that much time. I have to sit down. And it annoys me because I consider myself a rather strong individual, but I guess that was just an area of focus that I lacked. And bigger men, that have been big their entire lives, especially fat men like me, if we don't focus on that specific area, it weakens dramatically because we're carrying around so much more weight than everyone else. You would think that it would strengthen, but that's just not how it is. Um, any massive amount of time that there is pressure, weight on any specific part of your body, yes, it can make it stronger, but it can also make it weaker, and that's what happened with my lower back, my sciatic nerve, and everything like that. He does his back workouts on Sunday, which is tomorrow. And he offered to have me come, so we're gonna see how I feel. It is a completely different section that you're targeting. However, you still lift, right? Different areas of your body are firing, but your muscles around your body, in your arms, they still fire, just not as much. So if my upper body is still extremely sore, I don't know if I'm gonna go or not. I really can't push myself to the point where I need to rest because I'm still looking for work. I still have to deal with the kids all the time. I can't come home and nap. I have to be awake for them. I have to feed them, make sure they're not destroying stuff. So we'll see. I want to feel good enough tomorrow that I can go because I need to start working on my lower back, because if that is truly the issue, if compressed vertebrae, my sciatic are truly the issue, something needs to change. Granted, even if I'm able to work myself back up and I can do 8-hour shifts, I'm still very limited. I can do 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. and that's it, or anything before 2, after 11:40 p.m. to 2 p.m. the next day. That's my window of work time. That's when my wife's off work. That's when she's able to be around for the kids. So I'm gonna get a bite of this because I haven't taken a bite of it yet. So yeah, I'm still currently exploring more options for employment. My wife's been working her ass off, and this check that she has coming up is going to be a big one. We do have payment plan stuff to pay off. We've got bills for this month that we need to take care of, and we need to get our car fixed. It's been effectively broken for months now. We just haven't had the money to get it done. So that's something we have to get done. And then the possibility is door dashing, which is not really a good possibility considering, if you don't have Top Dasher, you don't get to dash now, unless it's like a busy time, which is sporadic. It happens whenever. You can schedule shifts, but anyone who door dashes knows that scheduling shifts during a very specific time period or a specific day, it's nearly impossible. I can schedule shifts on her day off, but only if I get lucky. Thankfully, there's a shift coming up on Thursday from like 3 to 11, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because the car is still broken. And pushing it like we have been because we need to, because she needs to get to work, we need to go to the grocery store, I need to take care of my mom's affairs, whatever. Pushing it like that is definitely not a good thing. Because we don't want to break it further. Because I already think it's going to be between a $400 and $500 bill. I don't even know if we're going to be able to afford that, truly. So yeah. So that's the work situation. And like I said, right now I can't stand on my feet for more than 4 hours if I'm lucky. If I'm doing manual labor, probably 3 hours. As I can't control it. It's not like I can force myself to do that. My body literally shuts down and says, no, you sit or you don't get to move. There's no willpower associated with this. It's something with my back, and I don't know what the fuck it is, and it annoys the shit out of me, and it pisses me off. That I want to be out there working, providing for my family, having a double income household, and my body tells me no. There is disability, which there's nothing wrong with being on disability if you have to be on it. But even if I did apply for it, I don't want to be on disability. I'm fucking 36. I'm not, 86. I haven't had dramatic injuries or anything like that. I need to be able to work. I should be working. My body's not letting me do that right now, and it's irritating my soul. And even if I were to apply for disability, even if I did get my doctor's orders, which I could, it would be months before we received any type of income from that, and that's not good enough. Especially if I DoorDash a couple days a week while we're waiting for that, that will fuck with the disability. So there's just a lot of stuff. We still have a couple of options floating around in the air, but my primary concern right now is getting my back to the point that it allows me to work an 8-hour shift, and then I can work anywhere from 6 to 2. I can go to a fucking shop or a factory and work 6 to 2. That's perfectly fine with me. But for now, I take care of the stuff around the house. I go to the grocery store. I take care of my mom's affairs. I pretty much do everything that I can so that my wife can just pick up extra shifts. Her job is not difficult. She does home care. Other than dealing with the residents and fellow employees, which everyone deals with. Everyone deals with fellow employees. They may not be, the most work-friendly individuals, or you deal with customers that may not be the nicest people. Other than that, she's kind of just there to cook, clean, pass medication, the generic stuff for home care. So it's not a physically intensive job. It's just, I guess, boring sometimes. So that's at least lucky for us that she could pick up those shifts and it not really be particularly draining to her, other than just general anxiety that she gets. But regardless, I still try to handle everything else, and all she has to do is get up, hang out, eat, go to work, come home, and that's her day. And on her days off, we spend time together, we do stuff together, what we can do, right? So that's what I try to do currently while I'm not working. Obviously, when I'm able to go back to work and when I start working again, things will be split a little bit more between us. So yeah, so that's that situation. That was the gym situation. After the gym yesterday, I got home, meal prep some stuff with my wife. Kids were super bad when I was gone. As I've mentioned before, my son has autism. So there's like a spectrum of understanding and not understanding emotion or social cues or social interactions that people with autism have. And this is an understandable thing, but he is far beyond using autism as an excuse to be as disrespectful as he is to his mother. He has made her cry multiple times within the last few weeks, just due to his complete lack of empathy, his complete lack of emotion, his complete lack of listening to what her requests are of him. And these are not, and what she asks him to do aren't out of the ordinary. Like I said, we had an incident where he was down at the bottom of our stairs where our front door is, saying goodbye to his grandpa. And then she asked if he could lock the door, and he refused. He's like, no, you do it. And she's all the way up at the top of the stairs. It's more or less like that. Reasonable requests are being met with hostility, are being met with whining, are being met with tantrums, and you know, and then on top of that, he's starting to constantly lie again. And he's lying about bullshit he doesn't even need to lie about. Like yesterday, while I was gone at the gym, he was talking to his sister, and he's just like, "If you save me some coffee, I'll give you a cookie." First of all, he doesn't have cookies. He doesn't get cookies. I don't. And my wife did give them a little bit of coffee each. They both got it. Why? That interaction was just weird. I don't know where he thinks he's getting cookies from, but he's not getting them. He doesn't get them at school. That's for damn sure. So I don't know what he's thinking. Anyway, my wife went in there and was just like, "What are you talking about?" And he's just like, "Nothing." And so she further pushed it. Let's just like, "Well, no, I heard you say this, this, and that," and just trying to open some type of discourse, some type of communication. Like, why do you think you can do this? Why are you trying to basically extort coffee out of your sister? And he just lied to her. "I didn't say that. I didn't say anything. I wasn't going to tell you anyway, blah, blah, blah." And just lying for no reason. And this has been a consistent thing, and nothing's stopping him anymore. No discipline that we have tried is stopping him. So, like I said, we have an appointment next Thursday with a clinical therapist building. I don't know what to call it. I don't want to use the specific name. But, yeah. So, hopefully, we can get him into some type of therapy. If the therapy doesn't work, I hate using medication to change someone's behavior just because they're being bad or disrespectful. I think I don't know. I have a lot of opinions on the mental health field and mental health in general. Now, I know that mental health is a very serious issue, especially in the United States and across the world. And it's only gotten worse as the years have gone on. But I also think that too many people take advantage of that system that don't actually have mental health issues. I think that diagnosing mental health issues is near impossible because people can fake symptoms of mental health issues. They can go online, they can Google what the symptoms are, what the blah 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 is, and then they can go into a clinic, they can fake these symptoms, say they have these symptoms. If they do it enough, doctors can be fooled. A lot of mental health diagnoses aren't based off of any type of legitimate test, as in medical test. Most of these things are questionnaires or question tests, multiple choice based tests, things like that. Things that can be faked, completely and utterly faked. I could go into this place, look at this questionnaire, see these multiple choice questions, and be like, this is the answer that's going to get me what I want from this place. And I think a lot of people do that just to get meds, either meds that make them feel some type of way, meds to sell, And then there are the people that go in that think they have some mental health disorder, and they don't. They're just snowflakes. And they refuse to cope with things in life in a normal way. So instead of trying to cope with it in a normal way, they medicate themselves. So, all in all, I do think mental health in the world has gotten worse, but I also think it's nowhere near as bad as people make it out to be. Because I think a lot of people are faking some shit. I think a lot of people are making up some shit. Whether it's to get sympathy, whether it's to get medication, whether it's to blah, blah, blah. Like, I know motherfuckers who go into these clinics, fake panic attacks, fake anxiety attacks so they can get their hands on some fucking Xanax. And it works. Because how is the doctor truly supposed to know? If you know how to play the system well enough, you can get whatever you want, especially out of stuff that does not require actual medical testing. So, I mean, I'll probably delve into that in a future video about my opinions on mental health and how people are playing the system and using that to their advantage, which pisses me the fuck off because now those substances are much more controlled, which they should be if people are going to be jerk-offs like this. But now it's harder for people with actual problems to get those medications. People who are fighting very hard to live day to day are having issues getting these medications because they're fighting so hard. Because they may not seem like they're depressed, they may not seem like they have huge amounts of anxiety, but they do. They're just fighting it. But the motherfuckers who really don't have depression or really don't have anxiety, oh, poor me, please give me medication, poor me. So it turns out that the people who are most obviously needing medication don't need it, and the people who are very much don't look like they need it. Now this is an up and down thing, and it's impossible to tell, which is why the mental health in the United States specifically is so fucked up right now. You know, people with mental health problems also generally don't seek help. It's not something that they do. They would rather try to battle it alone, or maybe have a close friend who's not going to try to force them into medication or force them into therapy. They just try to get over it themselves. You know, the fair few that do decide to seek help, they're met with this huge fucking wall of paperwork, of questions, of people doubting that they actually have anything wrong with them. And then they just decide not to go through with any of that because someone who truly has mental health problems, you're literally building a wall for them, and they already have walls in their lives. You're fucking them. So congratulations, you know, Mental Health Association, Psychiatric Health Association, you know, Psychological Health Association, whatever the fuck you call it or you want to call it. You motherfuckers, because you're so stupid and you can't educate yourselves to know the difference between someone who's faking it and someone who really has problems, are causing people to not seek help because you're making it so fucking difficult. So fuck you. And to anyone, and this is from the bottom of my fucking heart, to anyone going through any type of mental health problem, you know who you are. You know that you truly have a problem. Please climb those walls, break through those walls, get the help you need. Because we need you on this earth. Whether or not you think you need to be here or not, whether or not you think you need to interact with society or not, we need you here, we want you here, we love you. Please break through those walls, climb over them, fucking destroy them. I don't care what you have to do to get seen, to get on a medication, to get therapy. Anything that can help you, please do it. And I understand it's difficult, and I understand that psychologists and therapists and people who can prescribe these medications and help you out make it difficult, make it almost impossible, it seems. But please push through it. Reach out to people. Fucking reach out to me. Inbox my Twitter. If you need to talk to anyone, if you need to talk to someone who you're not close to, just some random person, inbox me. I will fucking talk to you all day long. And I will put myself out there for that. And if 1,000 people want to inbox me about mental health issues they're going through, I will sit there the entire fucking day and respond to all of you. It is a serious problem that our government and politicians do not take mental health seriously. It's a serious problem that our society is trying to play the system because they're fucking drug addicts and pathetic snowflakes that think they need help coping with things when they don't. They're just lazy. And that's ruining it, fucking the people who actually need help. There's a reason why suicide rate has gone up dramatically. You fuckers in the government, you fuckers in the mental health field are literally killing people. And I will say that at the top of my fucking lungs in front of a board if I need to. You fuckers that are putting these barriers between care and society are killing people. If you can't get on board with that, you might want to rethink your fucking job. Sorry for the constant swearing and the anger, but it's bullshit. I've had friends who have committed suicide because of these walls. Because they couldn't reach out. And when they did try to reach out, they were met with weeks upon weeks of paperwork, interviews, this, and that. And while they're doing this stuff, while they're trying to get over this stuff, they're being made to feel like they're faking their symptoms, when actually they're just trying not to show their symptoms because they don't want to bother other people with their problems. So the idiot psychologists, the ones who go to school for a fucking decade, you're telling me you can't decipher between someone who's faking and someone who's not? Motherfucker, I've never gone to school for that shit, and I can tell you who's lying and who's not. Anyone with any type of EQ can tell you. If you can't decipher if someone's lying or not, or faking or not, don't be a fucking psychologist, don't be a therapist, don't work in the mental health field. Fuck off elsewhere, because you're killing people. So, congratulations for that, assholes. Anyway, I think that's going to be my tangent rant for the day. So I'm going to go on what's happening today. So my wife, oh my god, thank god, my wife has today off. I'm so happy. We're broke right now. We have no money for anything. We really don't have food in the house, and we don't have gas. But she has the day off. I'm so happy. We have to meet with our lawyer today around noon for some custody stuff. And, you know, I'm not going to say my lawyer's name, but if he ever finds this YouTube channel and watches these videos for whatever reason, dude, thank you. I know we haven't been able to pay you anything, and you're still with us and still helping us, and I truly believe that you're doing this because you're a good person, and you know that this situation that we're in, our daughter should be with us completely. And that's what I truly think you believe, and that's why I think that you're sticking with us and your understanding of us being able to get you when we can. And trust me when I say we will get you back completely. That is not something that this family does. We do not let people out to dry who have lent us money. Everyone that has ever lent us money will get paid back. We have it noted in our books. Thank you for sticking with us, because without that, we really wouldn't be anywhere. You offer invaluable advice. You stand up to the judge. You stand up to the opposing counsel. You're a very, very, very good lawyer. Thank you for staying with us, even though we can't financially help or put money towards you that we really need to. So thank you. So off of that, we have to meet with the lawyer today. We have to go pay our internet bill, which we can pay in person and save like $4, which is pretty sweet. I think that's it. I think today, the kids are probably just going to be grounded in their room again. Like I said, both of them were highly disrespectful yesterday to their mother, and it pisses me off. Like, I already went on this tangent about respecting your parents, and as my son has autism, there is a range of allowance for, you know, not understanding or maybe needing to be told a few times, like here or there, blah blah blah. But the disrespect that he's been showing lately is no excuse. I've been around people with autism my entire life. My mother also did home care her entire life, and I've been around people with autism, with different type of mental disorders. That was a sneeze. So I've been around these people my entire life, and how he's acting, not an excuse. Not an excuse at all. It's bullshit, and he just thinks he can get away with it because he only cares about himself. He has no empathy, he has no emotion for people, which is fine, but you still need to understand, and you can understand even with autism, that what you're doing is incorrect and you shouldn't be doing it. So just stop doing it. You don't give a fuck. There's no empathy in there. So not being disrespectful is no skin off your back. For someone with a huge range of emotions, not being disrespectful to someone is actually a lot harder than someone with no emotion. Because people with no emotion or less emotion, kind of like me, while I may seem like I carry a ton of emotion with me, raising my voice, getting upset, it's really not. It's cues I've learned over the years. I'm not truly like raging when I do anything. I'm angry, but it's like a thimble full of rage for a subject that should be an entire cup full of rage. So for someone like me, not disrespecting someone or not holding a grudge is super easy because I don't really give a fuck anyway. And that's the same thing with my son. He really doesn't give a shit. So to not be disrespectful is not difficult for him. He's actively choosing to do it just because he wants to. And that's not something that's going to be allowed in this house. So that's kind of why we're moving forward with this therapy, which we might be moving forward with medication. And if none of that works, we're going to have to find other options because he cannot continuously disrespect his mother because it destroys her. Every single time it destroys her. And because she's being destroyed like that, it only happens when I'm not around, because that little motherfucker knows that if I'm around, discipline happens. He knows I don't take shit, and he knows not to be disrespectful when I'm around. At least to the degree he is to his mother. Yesterday, while she was at work, he was testing me. He was testing me pretty hard. I'm just like, dude, you're not going to get the response you want out of me because I don't really care either. All that's going to happen is you're going to lose your toys and you're going to get grounded to your bed. And then he gets whiny with me, and I'm just like, dude, I really don't care. Like, have fun on your bed. I'm going to go to my room and do my thing. Enjoy. And that upsets him, too, because he doesn't get the response that he wants. So, sucks to be you, homeboy. So they're probably just going to be in their beds the majority of the day. If they decide to apologize or be better, you know, they'll probably get ungrounded because I am a softie to a large degree. To me. But other than the lawyer thing, I've got to drop off my mom's laundry back to hospice. She kind of ambushed me last time I was there with laundry, you know, which I generally don't do for her because she constantly wants to come over here to do the laundry. But I've told her multiple times, I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're not coming here when the kids are here. Your mental state is too wishy-washy. You get too angry, too randomly. You say stuff that you really shouldn't be saying. And I'm not going to have that around my kids. Sorry, Mom. That's just how it is. You know, she always complains that everyone treats her with kid gloves because, you know, of her deteriorating condition. And I told her, I'm just like, I'm not going to treat you with kid gloves, Mom. But what I'm going to say to you, you're not going to like most of the time. And it's getting to the point where I'm going to have this conversation with her. She is not her own power of attorney, so she technically has no legal right. Or pretty much anything other than, you know, basic human rights. So it's getting to the point where I'm going to have to be like, Mom, I'm taking your debit card away from you. If you want something, you can get a hold of me. We'll talk about it. And if I think it's legitimate, then you can have it. Because she almost ran out of money and couldn't pay her bills through her Social Security check because she just keeps randomly spending and spending on stuff that she doesn't necessarily even need. So it's getting to that point where she's not understanding that balance between spending and then bills. That's a very big issue. Because hospice is not free and it's not fully covered. So she needs to pay into that, I think. She also has phone bills. She really doesn't even have that many bills as far as I know. I'm not her power of attorney. My aunt is. So I'm going to have to get with my aunt and kind of get more information. I know that she's tried to leave me out of it because my mother has not exactly been the nicest person to me over the past few months with her deteriorating condition, but I need information. I need to know what's going on so that I have the ability to talk to my mom or help when I need to. Even though I can't make any decisions for her because, like I said, my aunt is her power of attorney, but like I also said, I'm not going to do, I will not have kid gloves with her. If she wants to get pissed at me, if she wants to start crying because I'm telling her how it is, sorry. Just because you're sick and just because your mind's deteriorating doesn't mean I'm going to treat you any different. I don't treat handicapped people any different. I don't, treat people with varying levels of mental health disorders any different. I mean, I do, because there are triggers and things like that, and I stay away from that type of stuff. With my mother's, there's no triggers. She just gets confused, she forgets things, and that's not a reason not to tell her how it is. At least not in my opinion. And until her doctors tell me that I shouldn't be telling her how it is, I'm going to keep doing it. No one else will. So yeah. So we gotta drop off my laundry, or her laundry, and hopefully that doesn't turn into a 4 to 6 hour whatever. Because we definitely don't have gas to be carting her around everywhere. Might take the kids with us to that so they can see her. She loves seeing the kids. While she doesn't have any biological grandchildren, she's always wanted grandchildren. And my kids with my wife, while they're not biologically mine, they're still mine, and she still sees them as her grandchildren. So she got what she wanted before the end, basically. Which really wasn't like a main priority for me. I wasn't going to try to have kids or do anything before she died just because she wanted that. That's really not how procreation or anything like that should work. It just so happened that it worked out that I fell in complete and utter love with someone who had 2 children. Congratulations, Mom, you got lucky. So, I think that's all we're going to do today. Then we're just going to hang out. I probably will stream a little later depending on how I feel. And then you guys will probably get introduced to my wife at that time. She'll probably be over at the desk area right here doing her Diamond Dot stuff or smoking. Or I'm going to have to check Twitch TOS to make sure she can smoke on stream. But I think she can. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But anyway, that's going to be all for today. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you could like and subscribe to my YouTube and my videos, follow me on Twitter. I'll follow back. If you subscribe to me on YouTube and you let me know that you subscribe to me on YouTube, I'll subscribe back to you. I'm all about building the smaller community of streamers and content creators all the way up until they're big. So, thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it, and have a good day.